Blake Lively's lawyers just made a fatal mistake in court, and this leaked text thread proves she's been lying the entire time. While her army of 8 attorneys bullied creators, they accidentally handed Justin Baldoni the smoking gun that could end her career. I've got the unsealed messages that show exactly how she tried to hijack It Ends With Us and why even her own team might be sabotaging her. This isn't just legal drama, it's Hollywood's biggest meltdown. Let's get back to what happened in that deposition room, because there is a little leak here. Hi and welcome to Alexandrand, and of course, you know what I'm going to talk about. If you're new, welcome. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any update, and if you've been here before, of course you know that I talk a lot about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal drama that never ends, and it gets worse and worse. But every day, every week is worse. And all the new filings since the last time I was on here, which was Friday, are just insane. This is starting to get really, really funny because now the latest few things that Blake Lively's attorneys have done have given more evidence to Justin Baldoni. It's almost like I start to believe that they secretly hate her and want her to lose, because this makes no sense. But first, let's go through what happened on the deposition day. There's an article in the Daily Mail explaining that Blake Lively brought not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 lawyers with her to the deposition on Thursday. It says here in this article that Blake Lively arrived at her deposition in New York with a full team. Blake, her sister, best friend Robin, husband Ryan Reynolds, and 8 lawyers, according to the close source. The deposition says her older half-sister Robin and Ryan Reynolds were with her when she came into the building, but they did not go with her into the room. And we know who was also in that room, Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath as well. So Blake really had to look at them through her entire deposition. I can't even begin to imagine how nervous she was during that deposition. And as I hoped, some little bits and pieces have already leaked from what happened in that room. I'll get back to that later. So there's also a report of what she was wearing that day. Hold your horses, guys. She was wearing black jeans, a black waistcoat, and a pale blue fluffy cardigan. Okay. Wow. No florals, you guys. I know that you really wanted her to wear florals, but she didn't. A witness in the building said that Blake cut a confident figure as she entered the offices of her lawyers, Wilfar Gallagher, in the AXA building on 7th Avenue. As you know, she got a special surprise treatment from Judge Lyman. So she could choose where she wanted to do this, of course, because she's so famous. So she can do whatever she wants. So she chose to have the deposition at her attorney's offices. So everyone had to come there. So, yeah, I really wish there would have been a fly on the wall during that deposition. And as I said the other day, there might be more of these deposition sit-downs because if Brian Friedman didn't get all the things, if they didn't get through everything that day, they might have to meet with her again. Also, I wonder when Justin Baldoni and Ryan Reynolds met inside the building. Can you imagine? Oh my god. Oh, I wish there was a paparazzi there who could have filmed that. But, yeah. Anyways, so of course, as I said, more legal filings here. This is quite funny. As I mentioned before, Blake Lively's team is subpoenaing Brian Friedman, Just Maloney's attorney, and asking to see all his correspondence, emails, and phone calls in and out of the office. It's bananas, you guys. So now they're just sending a letter to the judge saying, like, hey, judge, we're just circling back here to say that we don't need all that information. As you know, they already got the list of content creators and journalists from TAG. This was the list. There was so much talk about this list, and that's why all of us content creators got subpoenaed, which was a lie because it was only Andy Senor and Perez Hilton and Candace Owens who were on that list. None of the rest of the content creators or YouTubers were on that list. So what Lakey's team is saying now is, since they didn't find anything on that fishing expedition, they want to start fishing in Brian Friedman's office to see his correspondence between Kant and him and content creators or journalists. So what they're saying in this letter is that the judge should not treat Brian Friedman as an attorney but more like a PR agent because that's what they see him as because he went to talk to the press, and they're mentioning this interview that he did with Megyn Kelly. Someone has to remind them that Michael Gottlieb went on CNN and did an interview there. So it's not like they're the only ones who've been in there or out there giving interviews. So they're basically saying that client-attorney privilege should be waived in this instance because he is not only their attorney, but he's also their PR agent. Yeah. So the way I see it now, they're not trying to uncover a conspiracy. They're actually trying to make one, and they're not doing that great because this makes them look so terrible. And there's a lot more, you guys. It's getting worse and worse. But before we get into that, I wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Delete. Me, honestly, I can't think of a more perfect time for this partnership. As you know, if you follow my channel, my Google or my YouTube channel was recently subpoenaed by Blake Lively's legal team, and they were after all my private information. My bank account details, my credit card, my home address, my phone number, my IP addresses, everything. And that was such a reminder to me of how important privacy really is. And that's also why I was so excited to check out Delete. Me. So what, Delete? It really does, it's so simple. It just goes through the internet and removes personal information about you, your name, your phone number, your home address, and even your relatives' names and phone numbers and home addresses. It's actually really scary because this information comes from data brokers who just sell your information. Without your knowledge, these brokers don't care about you. They don't care if someone shows up at your door, if someone's doxing you, if someone's trying to harass you, or if someone's stalking you. And if you're like me, and you've expressed some strong opinions about a subject online, you could easily be a target. My Delete.me reports show that my data was on dozens of these sites. But the good news is it was taken down. It's so empowering to know that I have control over my own privacy. So if you're anything like me, or you speak your mind online, or if you just want to protect your personal information, then you should definitely check out Delete.me now. Now you can get 20% off all consumer plans at join.me.com/FL, my last name FLAA, and use promo code FLOOR at checkout. That's join.me.com/FLA, code FLOOR. Okay, this is the most fun part of today's video. So Blake Lively's team really wanted to subpoena the editor of It Ends With Us. His name is Rob Sullivan, and Rob has been really hard to get hold of. Then they're saying to the judge, you know, we tried to get hold of him, and we saw that he had the TV on and the lights on, but he didn't open the door for us. So they're trying to explain now why it's so important for them to subpoena Rob Sullivan. And then guess what they did? They sent a lot of text messages to prove their point of how important it is that they subpoena Rob Sullivan. And by showing those text messages, they did such a blunder. So these texts, I haven't seen them before. I don't know if this has actually been public before, but what Baldwin's team did, they said to the judge, hey, we're okay with these texts being out there. Just make sure that you remove the phone numbers of the people that are in these texts and the information about them. So you just see the names, but nothing more. And then all those text messages are there. And all that these text messages do is prove how controlling Blake Lively was on the set. So these text messages are voluntary. Just keep in mind that Blake Lively's team voluntarily dropped these text messages and gave them to the judge. At this point now, I'm thinking, are they really on her side? Do they want her to lose this? So it starts off, this conversation starts off between